So, so it's okay. So we spoke about the four Shemot HaKodesh from Yud Kei Vav Kei, the way you write them, yes, and one of its one way of plugging them into the system was the Dalet Olamot, right? The four different worlds that are presided by different Shemot, yeah, of Yud Kei Vav Kei. When it comes to the Yud Kei Vav Kei, and we know the Yud Kei Vav Kei, we can't forget that the Yud Kei Vav Kei is the essence, okay, that gives life to every name. Correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So just so that we go back. So we had first a combination of the first attribute of HaKadosh Baruch Hu from the 13 attributes that connect as a channel, as a pipeline with respective names of HaKadosh Baruch Hu in different olamot. So, for example, it goes from the Yud Kei Vav Kei, which is the Olam HaAtzilut, right? And then the Kel, the Midah, the attribute of Kel goes down into the world of Bria, crystallizes itself through the connection with the Olam, through the Shem Shagai, Shin Dalet V'Yud, right? And basically continues, and at that point, the pipeline is now in Olam HaBri'ah. Then the Shem continues, the attribute continues to go down to the Olam HaYetzirah, crystallizes itself with the name Havaya, and creates the pipeline now that connects from Atzilut Bria, now Yetzirah. Then the Shem Kel goes down to Olam HaAsiyah, connects to the Shem Adnut, Amonai, Aleph Dalet Nun Yud, and crystallizes the pipeline in the world of Asiyah. And now the pipeline is fully connected between Atzilut all the way down to Asiyah. Correct?
Mm-hmm.
And this is how we elevate, okay, or shower down one of the 13 attributes of HaKadosh Baruch Hu to the world, right? That's how you turn on one of attribute, or you bring down the Shefa from one attribute.
Right.
That's one combination. Then we spoke about another type of combination, which is the Yud Kei Vav Kei, the way, or another name, sorry. We spoke about Ken and its combination. Then we spoke about Yud Kei Vav Kei and its four different versions, right? There's the version of Yud that in Milui equals to 72.
Yeah, I bet.
And we call it Av, Shemot, right? Av. Then we have the combination of Aleph and Yud, that is the Sag, 63. Mm-hmm. Then we have the Ma, Memhe, which is the Alfin, right? The Aleph, the Yud with the Aleph. And then we have the He, Hin, which is Gematria Ben.
Yeah.
Okay.
Total is 232 or Alav.
And together it's the Halal, Shem Halal. That includes all four Shemot and all four essences of each respective Shemot.
Yeah.
Together. Now, we have a third name, okay, that we have addressed that needs to be understood also. It's the name Ekie. Ekie, we know, in the Sefirot, refers to the Midah Taketer, right? The Sefirah of the Keter, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yes?
Yep.
Very good. Okay. So Ekie, which represents the Keter, has in, and we know that the Keter has in it two partsufim. We have Ari Hanpin and we have Atik Yomin, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Good?
Yes. Yeah.
Very good. Now, Ekie also is a name that has three different ways of writing it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So you have three, if you will, again, three gematriot in the language of Kabbalah that all refer to Ekyeh in a different version. You have Kasa, Kamag, Kana. Kasa is Kuf Samech Aleph, is 161.
So
you
1 second, we go to the next name. We just finished with Kel. Now we're going to go to the next name.
No, we finished Kel and we did Havaya.
Yeah, now we're going to go to Ehyeh.
That's right.
Cameron.
Good. So in Ekyeh, we have three versions. There's three terminologies in the language of Kabbalah that is used to refer to that name. One is Kasa, which is Kuf Samech Aleph, 161. One is called Kamag, which is Kuf Mem Gimel, 143. And one is called Kana, Kun Nun Aleph, which is 151. Now, and we're going to explain each one and its gematria. So in the Aleph, He, Yud, and He, the Aleph is always written the same way, right? Which is Aleph, Lamed, Pe. In Milui, Aleph is Aleph, Lamed, Pe. Aleph. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now we're going to have three, again, based on the three letters that we know that can have an impact on the Shemot, which is the Yud, the He, and the Aleph, right? We addressed it earlier in the Shiur, previous Shiur, and it is the sword of Yehe Shemeh Rabbah, right? So in Yehe, also, Yehe is also an impact on the name Ehyeh. The three letters Yehe, Yud, He, Aleph have an impact on Ehyeh. How? So you're going to have the Yud. So you're going to have Aleph, which is Aleph Lamed Pe. He, which is He Yud, right? Yud Vav Dalet is the Yud. And then you're going to have another He, which will be He Yud, right? So in that name, the Aleph and the Yud are consistent in their gematria. It never changed. What will change is the He. Do you write the He with a Yud? Do you write the He with the Aleph? Or do you write the He with a He?
Right.
If you write it with a Yud, your gematria is going to be 161. If you write it with an Aleph, then your gematria will be 143. And if you write it with a He, right, if you write your He with a He, your gematria will be 151. Good?
Got it. Yep.
Now, these three versions of the name Ekyeh, all three are called the name that is attributed to the Partsuf of the Ima, which is the Sephirah of Bina. So here we have something very interesting. Although the Sephirah itself of Bina, and that's very important to address, so we don't get confused. Although the Sephirah of Bina has the name Yud Kevav Ke with the Nikud Elokim in it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Its partsuf, its interaction, right? The name representing the Bina, in order to interact with another Sephirah, the Partsuf, right? That's what the Partsuf is about, right? You have the Ora Primi, and then you have the Ora Chitzoni, right?
Yeah.
That is in itself an Or of its own, but is also the Partsuf, right? This is what connects. So the crystallization of the vessel of this Or in each Sephirah,
Yeah.
now we introduce a new purpose. Has two purposes. Until now, we called it Partsuf.
Yeah.
Right? Now we understand that this vessel has two purposes. Purpose number one, to retain the Or that is inside.
To retain
Purpose number two, to interact with the outside world, with the
Right.
outside Sephirot.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
So the name Yud-Ke Vav-Ke with the Nikud Elokim is the name of the Sephirah itself. So it's the vessel.
Yeah.
In it, you have the pure Yud-Ke Vav-Ke, which is the all that gives the light. If you want the life, it's the Neshama of the Yud-Ke Vav-Ke with the Nikud Elokim.
Yeah.
The outside of that vessel, okay, that interacts as a partsuf to the Sephirah of Bina, to the Ima, like we call it in the Partsufim, the Ima. The name is Eke.
Mm-hmm. I got it.
Very good. Not to confuse with the Ekie, which is the name of the Sephirah of Keter.
I thought the Sephirah of Keter is Kel.
No. Kel is Chesed, that's it.
Kel is Chesed. Okay. Okay.
Yeah? Good?
Yeah.
Okay. So
just one quick question. The three names that you say is Kuf Mem Gimel, Kuf Nun Aleph, and what's the first one?
Kuf Samech Aleph, 161.
Okay.
Good. I'll give you a little parenthesis. According to the Kavanot of the Ari Kadosh, of the Mikveh, right?
Uh-huh.
Mikveh is what is the gematria of Mikveh?
I don't know.
Mem. Kuf is 140. Mem and Kuf 140. Vav and Aleph.
11.
Vav and He is 11.
151.
Which is the Ekie with the Hein. Meaning, what is the point of the Mikveh? The Mikveh is to take the water, which represents Chesed, okay? Which represents the Chesed from the Chokhmah, right? The Chasadim from the Chokhmah, and use it to purify the Bina, the Ima, in order to take away from her all the negative klipot, so that her hanhaga, her interaction with us, okay, with the rest of the Sefirot should be favorable. This is called tahara. This is the purification.
Wow.
Okay? That's the beauty, and that's the basic understanding of Mikveh. So when the person goes into the Mikveh, says the Ari Kadosh, he has to have in mind when he's inside the water, the name Aleph Ke, Eke, right? Aleph Ke Yud Ke with the Hein.
Kuf Nun Aleph, right?
Yeah, that's right. Right. And when he does that, when he has his kavanah, which is the simplest kavanah in the mikveh, what happens is that the water that represents chesed, right, now showers, imbibe, fills up the mikveh, which is the vessel, right? What's a mikveh? Mikveh is the container that receives in it the water, that is in the water, right? So now you unite the water with which is vessel, and you are immersing inside the rest of your sefirot in order for the water that is chesed to fill in all the sefirot with chesed. And that's how you purify yourself. Because that water has the power to break all the negative klipot, all the bad influences, all the bad energy that stick to you through the wrongdoings or wrong mahasabot.
So the water itself is not the walls of the mikveh. The water, that's why you can go in the ocean, because the water itself is the one who is your vessel.
That's right. Yeah, but even we know even the ocean is called what? It's called mikveh. Why? Because you have the tehom rabba of the yam, right?
Right.
Tehomot Beleviam. The Tehomot is also the earth of the seas also considered. You understand? That's beauty. That's the beauty.
So when a woman goes to the mikveh to purify herself,
that's exactly the same thing.
She's filling her body with chesed.
That's right. So, and what happens when she turns on her everything in chasadim? It's abundance. It's abundance. She's open. She's open. She's received. She's ready to receive.
Wow.
And at that moment when there is chasadim, this is a time where HaKadosh Baruch Hu can also give. He gives the neshama. He gives the blessing of if it's meant the blessing of Zera Kodesh.
So why don't you use if it's received, if it's chesed, why don't you use the word kel for the mikveh? Why do you use the...
No, again, because the point is to focus on releasing the negativity and the anger of the binah, of the imah. When a person does averot, or a person has wrongdoings, wrong thoughts, yeah, what's going on? For sure that it creates klipot, it creates negativity, yeah. But really, who's angry? It's the binah, the mother, right? The gevurah is ready to attack,
right?
Because the binah, the mother, has for purpose to protect. Okay, so the chesed is always there. The problem is that the channel is closed. So we need to clean it up, open up the vessel of Binah, allow all the water which is chasadim from Chokhmah to come down, and Ma'im el Torah. We know that, right? The Ma'im is Torah, right? So it comes from the Chokhmah, and it's showered all the way down, which automatically purifies all the Sefirot, break the dirt, right, that sticks to the Sefirot, limpiad, I was going to say, purifies and cleans all the system. And now the nukva is pure, right? On the nukva side. So now she can, now that she's pure, she's open, she can fully receive.
Wow. Incredible.
Oh, that's just, yeah. Okay. Le'omat zot. Now we're going back to the Havayot. Okay? We spoke about Kel. We spoke about Havaya. Basic. We spoke about Ekyeh. Now we're going to go back to the Havayot and plug the Havayot back into the Partsufim. Okay? ארבעת צירופי המילוי של שם הוויה נחלקים בהתייחסותם, כאשר כל אחד מן השמות מתייחס לספירה אחרת. We use those 4 different names, so Av, Sag, Ma, and Ben, right? For respective sefirot. Okay? So now we have, again, keep in mind that the Havaya, right? The Havaya is always in every name.
Mm-hmm.
Good?
Yeah.
Okay. So the Shem Av is representing the Partsuf of Abba, which is Chokhmah.
Okay.
Shem Sag, the name Sag, represents the Sephirah of Binah and its Partsuf, which is Ima. So right now we have the Havaya that represents the Sephirah that has a specific Partsuf. So the Av represents the Sephirah, okay, or fuels the Sephirah, brings life to the Sephirah of Chokhmah, which is the Abba. Sag represents the Sephirah that is the Partsuf of Ima, that is the Binah. Ma, the name Ma, represents the Zeir Anpin.
The 6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chesed, Gevurah, Tiferet, Netzach, Hod, Yesod. Chagat Nehi, like we call it. Chagat Nehi. And Ben represents the Sephirah of Malchut, the Shekhinah. The Nukva, to be more accurate.
Okay.
So and
Sorry, my computer's dying. Okay, we're good.
okay. So and we're going to explain how it correlates. Okay. So
yeah.
the Shem Av is all Chesed. When you have kavanah of Yud Ke Vav Ke Beyudin Av, it's all Chesed. That's why Av is Gematria Chesed. I told you that already.
Yeah.
Av is 72, Chesed 8 plus 60 plus 4, 72.
Yeah.
All the Chasadim come from that name. Ultimately. Okay? Good?
Yep.
So Av represents really the Chokhmah, which is the Abba, which is all Chesed. Only Chesed. Sag has a lot of Chesed and a little bit of Gevurah. It's like the Bina. The Bina, right? Because it sits up high, right? It sits by the Mohin.
Yeah.
It sits by the Chokhmah. Okay? Although it's Rov Chesed and a little bit more Chesed and a little bit Gevurah, that Gevurah structures and compartmentalizes and analyzes and reorganizes the abundance that it receives from the Chokhmah. But that little bit of Gevurah at its level is expressed on the lower Sefirot as a tremendous amount of din.
Right.
You understand?
You like to use Gevurah better than din? You like to use the word Gevurah more than din?
The Gevurah is din. Okay?
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Keep going.
Ma is Rachamim.
Mem he is what? Rachamim.
Rachamim. The Zeir Anpin is the balance between the Chasadim and the Gevurot, right? Mm-hmm. And it's a balance between the two. It's called Rachamim.
Okay.
That's the Ma. So when a person needs mercy, needs Rachamim, Kivyachol, yeah. So the Shem that he needs to have in mind, and we're not, to tap into the Rachamim is the name of Yud Ke Vav Ke Ma, right? The Alfin with the Aleph. And the Sefirat HaMalchut is all din.
Right. What would you want to use that?
This is not something you can use.
Oh, okay.
This is a representation. Again, the Malchut doesn't have an essence of its own, that it doesn't have an or a light of its own in order to shower or to dictate.
Right.
But its representation is Malchut. Dina de Malchuta, Dina. We spoke about it.
Right.
The Malchut is Din. Because the Malchut, its essence is all Din and Gevurot. And we're going to see that it's very accurate. We're going to see soon. It's very accurate to the name Ben, that it represents the Malchut. Right?
Yeah, I don't know why though.
We didn't get into the why. I told you we're going to understand it.
Okay.
Okay, we're going to see how it's perfectly aligned.
Okay.
Now, How many partsufim total do we have?
How many total partsufim?
Yeah.
20. 10 times 2. No?
Why?
Because each one has 2.
No. Partsufim. Not sefirot. How many partsufim do we have?
I don't know. 4 times 2.
5. You're right. No. We have 4 that we focus on all the time, which is Abba, Ima, Zer, Anpin, and Nukva. But we say we have one, which is the Keter, that we don't really use so much,
Right.
which has 2 partsufim in it, right? That are united. Arich Anpin, Atik Yomin. Atik Yomin and Arich Anpin, right?
Mm-hmm.
Good?
Yeah, I'm looking for 1 second. Yes. There's 4 parts. 1 second.
Okay. So I think we addressed the
Chokhmah, Binah, Hagat, Nei, and Nukba.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it.
So we also have Keter, but we said that Keter we don't use it so much, right?
Yeah, I got it.
Correct?
Yeah.
So if you take those 5 partsufim and we plug it into the Yud Ke Vav Ke name, the simple Yud Ke Vav Ke, we only have 4 letters, but we have 5 partsufim.
Yes, but you don't use Keter. Keter is the whole thing.
No, it's the Kutso Shel Yud.
Oh,
A
really?
Yud as a Kutz
Love that.
coming out.
That's a
Right?
Keter.
That's Keter.
That's why in the Otiyot in the Torah they say the Keter. That's all the Keter of the letters. When they're writing the Sofer, they write the Keters.
The Tagim.
He's referring to the Keter of the Sefirot of the Partsufim on the letter itself.
There's in many times, yes. But the Tagim,
Are we talking about this Partsuf?
no.
When we say a Shin in the Torah and you see that has the crown.
Yes.
Does that refer to the Keter of the Partsufim, each one of the letters?
It would be the Keter of the letter Shin. Yes.
Right, you can, I mean, it can be a deeper conversation, but let's just say Yud. If he has a Keter, that would be the Keter of the Yud.
Yeah, but you don't, the Yud doesn't have a Keter. The Yud has a Kotz. The way you write the Yud, there's a spitz. There's a little thing that comes out of the Yud.
Yeah.
This little bit of ink that goes out of the Yud on top
That's the Keter.
is Sfirat HaKeter. So you can imagine how important that tiny bit is to the Yud Ke Vav Ke. So that is the Keter.
So the Yud itself is Chokhmah.
That's right.
And the first
Why?
Why? Vav is the 6, which is Hagat and Hey is 6. Vav represents 6, and Hey is the Malchut, the last one.
So you have Keter Chokhmah, you have Keter Abba, which is the Chokhmah, He, which is the Binah, which is the Ima, Vav, which is Chesed Gvura Tiferet Netzar Hod Yesod, which represents Zer and Pin, He, which is the Malchut, which is the Nukva.
How do the Binah and the Malchut connect? Because they're both He's. Why the Binah and the Malchut connect? Because they both receive. The Ima receives.
They're
right?
both,
Ima receives.
we discussed it already. How the 2 He's, we spoke about it a few shiurim ago.
Okay.
The He HaYedi'ah.
It's amazing.
Okay. Now, there is something that we need to keep in mind. Okay, is that the Yud, it's brought in Sefer HaYetzirah, that the Yud is the first letter, is the smallest letter, and is the letter that you find in every other letter of the Hebrew alphabet.
Every other letter.
From the Yud, you create every letter.
Right, okay.
The Yud doesn't have a structure to it, if you think about it.
Right.
Okay? And from that Yud, you can make an Aleph, you can make a Bet, Gimel, Dalet, Hey, Vav, Zayin, any letter you want. You start having it, that Yud.
Okay.
Says the Gaon Mivilna on Sefer HaYetzirah, on the sword of the Yud, which represents the Chokhmah. He says, this is Chokhmah. Chokhmah is to be able, through something that is so pure that Lechaora doesn't have any shape,
put it in there.
to go inside and understand and create all the letters.
This is Gaon Vilna?
Yes. The
Amazing.
Gaon Vilna in Sefer HaYetzirah.
Wow. Okay.
Now, in order for, and what does it take to have this type of chokhmah?
Say that again?
What does it take to have this specific type of chokhmah? You need, the chokhmah needs always to be connected to the keter.
Right.
Meaning you always have to have your chokhmah connected to the keter, which is the Torah, which is HaKadosh Baruch Hu. If you understand that your chokhmah is always, has to be one with HaKadosh Baruch Hu, then the chokhmah that you get from the Torah, the chokhmah that you gain from Hashem, enables you to plug into every letter, into every situation that you do.
Love that.
And you understand it, and you master it, and you control it, and you become its essence.
You can even go one step further. Besides the Chokhmah, if every letter of the alphabet has, everything that exists in the world has a word, and every word has a letters. Every letter comes from a Yud, which comes from Hashem. So everything that exists comes from the Yud, which is
That's right. That's right.
Anything that you can pronounce that exists,
right.
even nothingness has a name.
Nachon. Klum.
Boom. Right.
Efes.
It comes from letters, which comes from the Yud.
That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right.
That's amazing.
So,
Even machashavot, even your thoughts.
yeah, but you cannot have thoughts without words.
Right. Now, what about if something that, well, I got you. Okay. I was going to say, what about if something that you can't even think, or you can't even understand, or but it's still above us. I get it. Beautiful. Unbelievable.
So.
Azak. Beautiful.
Baruch tiyeh.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right. Be'ezrat Hashem, tomorrow yeh ratzon.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Be'atzlacha.